Hi, welcome to the video. My name's Dychronic, and today we're going to be talking about the Xur, his location, his random rolls, my recommendations for March 25th, 2022. You can find the Xur in his regular spot in the tower, so just head over into the top left section of the hangar. For some reason my marker's not there, but he's right here, the top left section, right next to the precipice. By the way, if you don't stop and look out in the mountains, this is gorgeous. Just thought I wanted to mention that. It's gorgeous. This is a high overview in case this is all you cared about. There's an abandoned quest and an exotic cipher quest. Right. First off, for the weapon today, we have the TELESTO. Now, this is actually one of the more fun items in the game. There's a lot of different things that you could use this for, most likely breaking the game. It's the #1 weapon for breaking the game, so keep that in mind in every DLC. If you've never heard of it, it essentially shoots proximity explosive fusion rifle shots. So you shoot like a bunch of little balls and they will explode proximity explosion on enemies. On top of that, it also has this Harbinger's Pulse that never really gets activated, and then the catalyst gives you like 7 in the mag and maybe more stability. Otherwise, a catalyst is not really that important. For the most part, this is an infinite range fusion rifle, kind of fun to use, although not as overpowered as it used to be. Up next after that, oh my god, after that we have the FOETRACER for the Hunter exotic. I know this is supposed to look like the Star Wars thing, I've never found like a good shader that made it look like good. I don't know, man. The FOETRACER, actually not a bad exotic. I think it's like probably top 15, maybe top 20 for Hunter exotics. You visually mark targeted enemies. These are enemies that are actually shooting at, and you get a little hit marker on them, which is actually seeable behind walls, and you deal more damage to low health marked enemies. Now, these low health marked enemies are like the last 10 or 20% of their health bar, and this is not really that worth it. For the most part, this is a PvP exotic, so you can see enemies that are targeted and marked. It just kind of helps you to know which direction they're going to appear from behind cover, which, if you use One-Eyed Mask back in the day, this is kind of a form of it that still exists. Again, the roll, total of 48, just so disappointing. After that, for the Titan exotic, we have the DUNEMARCHERS. Now, this is actually going to be the speed boots for the Titan. And on top of that, sprinting builds up a static charge, and after melee attacking an enemy, that charge will chain lightning to multiple enemies off of dead ghosts, off of enemies, does a bunch of damage, and it hits them multiple times sometimes, and also the melee damage is a lot of fun. It's definitely a PvP exotic, not only for, again, the speed, pretty much every speed boots in the game. Stompies, Transversive, and DUNEMARCHERS are really good at PvP. Keep in mind, though, that this is based on melee, so in the high-level PvE, you may not see this as often. And for the last exotic, we have the Warlock exotic, known as OPHIDIAN Aspect. Probably one of the best Warlock exotics in the game. Probably going to be around, like, 4 or 3 in the top 10 Warlocks video that's going to be coming next week. Want to stay tuned for that. And this season, I honestly think it's even better. Oh, I did not know it had this ornament. Oh, what is that? Just electricity? Okay. Ever since we lost the quick draw's best benefits of maxed out handling, aim down sight, swap speed, and all that whatnot, exotics like this have become more and more useful, where weapons ready and reload very quickly, and your melee range is extended. That last part is especially nice this season because all of the different classes now have the same cadence on their melees. No longer are the Warlocks farther range, slower cadence, now they're all the same. And this exotic just gives you that extra bit of range to also do better at that. Which, that extra melee range, very similar to that of the Synthoceps, is very, very useful in PvP. And again, it seems simple, but this thing is definitely a top contender for PvP exotics. Probably the best Warlock PvP exotic in the game. After that, let's go ahead and take a look at the weapons. Hoping for a Night Watch with explosive payload? Oh my god, it does. And it has subsistence. Alright, okay, alright. If you don't have a Night Watch or a good scout rifle for kinetic, this is an excellent option. Probably one of the better options. As long as it has explosive payload, that's what you want. So definitely get that if you don't have one. Escape velocity is overflow osmosis. Not a big fan of this particular variety, even though it is a lightweight frame. I'm just not a big fan of this archetype. It just feels like the stats aren't really there for it, but it has overflow, some range stuff, some zooms. Actually has a Model 8 red on it, has the accurized rounds, has range. Actually, you know what? I'm going to flip that. I would say this is one of the better rolls of this particular weapon. Again, because it has range, it has zoom, which is really nice. This is Model 8 red for 17 zoom. It has overflow. Osmosis, not the best for PvP stuff, but pretty damn good, actually. After that, we have the Death Adder, another lightweight frame, which is a Feeding Frenzy Genesis, or Disruption Break. Not really what I'm looking for, and really, the Funnel Web just has way better perk options. It's just a disappointment of a weapon. After that, the Widow's Bite, which has Opening Shot Feeding Frenzy. I think this thing can have Firing Line, more of a PvE kind of weapon. After that, Far Future. Not seeing this been sold by the Xur yet, but Quick Drop, Multi-Kill Clip. I think this thing cannot have Snapshot, so it's not a popular sniper in PvP. Seven Sarah Saw is a Warmind Cell weapon if you still use Warmind Cells. Decent roll on it. This is definitely for heavy machine guns, one of the better rolls you can have because field prep and mulligan just really good with bullets. So more bullets, more fun. Third Axiom, which is a 390 pulse with surplus Vorpal. A pretty good combo for PvE stuff, although I would like to see a bit more range on it. Maybe accurized rounds or ricochet or something like that, but a decent roll. After that, the legendary armors all have the exact same roll on all the different characters, so obviously they don't matter. And finally, we're going to take a look at the different exotic weapon options. First of all, we have the Hawkmoon with a killing wind roll. Beyond that, Polymer Grip's pretty good, and Hammer Forge is also really good. So this is a decent combo, although again, I still like Rangefinder here, or Opening Shot, maybe even Surplus. Killing Wind is up there in like the top 4 for sure. And of course, keep in mind that the Hawkmoon has like a 96, 98 in recoil direction. So if you can get a barrel perk that has specifically increasing the recoil direction, like extended barrel or chambered compensator, that's usually better, and it is a slight difference, but it really does feel much better if you have that. And also keep in mind that the different ornaments make the weapon's sight a little different, so keep in mind these ornaments, it does make it better. After that, the Dead Man's Tail has a snapshot roll, goes with the high caliber rounds, small bore, and a composite stock, which is stability and handling speed. I don't think this is the best that you can do with it, although you're obviously going to be aiming down sights a lot more often ever since they nerfed the blind fire, so maybe this roll is okay, but I think you could do better. And of course, again, make sure you get that ornament. I really like doing it. And hey, usually after these videos I do live stream. However, this week I'm going out of town, so there's going to be no live streams, but my live stream schedule is up here, and I do live stream here on YouTube, so you'll see those notifications. Oftentimes doing open lobbies for raids, for nightfalls, for seasonal stuff. I don't know why I went to Southern accent. I don't know. When you say nightfalls, I say yeehaw. That was hyper genuine. Don't tell anybody I did that. And of course, a big thank you to my patrons on Patreon. Specifically, a big thank you to Mom and Dad, Chris Thompson, Kellyanne, Ostrak, Jacob Berg, Monday, Steve Barkwans, Unipanther, and Casey Reagan for their support on Patreon. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name's Dychronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.